Understanding encapsulation in networking. Imagine you're sending a gift to a friend who lives in another city. You can't just hand over the gift as is. You need to package it, write the address, and ensure it reaches your friend safely. In the world of networking, this process is similar to encapsulation. Let me explain step by step what encapsulation is and why it's important, using real-world examples to make it easy to understand. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation is the process of adding extra layers of information to data as it moves through the layers of the OSI or TCP/IP model. These layers ensure that the data is correctly formatted, addressed, and delivered to its destination. Think of it like wrapping a gift in layers to protect it during delivery and ensure it reaches the right person. How encapsulation works, step by step. To understand encapsulation, let's break it down using the layers of the OSI model. Application layer. This is where the data originates. For example, when you send an email, the email content is created at this layer. Example, imagine writing a letter to your friend. The letter's content is the data created by the application layer. Transport layer. The transport layer breaks the data into smaller chunks called segments and adds a header with control information, such as port numbers. Example, it's like putting your letter into an envelope and writing your friend's name, port number, so it gets delivered to the correct room. Network layer. Here, the data is encapsulated into packets by adding IP addresses, logical addresses, to the header. Example, now you've written the full address of your friend on the envelope so that the postal service knows where to deliver it. Data link layer. The packet is further encapsulated into frames by adding MAC addresses, physical addresses, and error checking information. Example, think of this step as putting your envelope into a secure parcel bag with a tracking number for extra reliability. Physical layer. The physical layer, the frame is converted into bits, zeros and ones, and transmitted over the network medium, such as a cable or wireless signal. Example, this is like handing over your parcel to the courier, who physically delivers it to your friend's city. Why is encapsulation important? Encapsulation ensures that data integrity is maintained. Each layer adds specific information to make sure the data is correctly delivered and reconstructed. Communication is standardized. Encapsulation follows standard protocols, ensuring that devices from different manufacturers can communicate seamlessly. Error detection is possible. By adding headers and trailers, errors can be detected and corrected during transmission. Decapsulation, the reverse process. When the data reaches its destination, the layers work in reverse. This process is called decapsulation. The physical layer converts the bits back into frames. The data link layer removes the MAC address header. The network layer removes the IP address header. The transport layer reassembles the data chunks. Finally, the application layer presents the original data to the recipient. Simple real-world analogy. Let's go back to the gift example. You package a delicate item, your data, in a box, transport layer, add the shipping address, network layer, seal it with protective tape, data link layer, and hand it to a courier, physical layer. Your friends end, they remove the tape, open the box, and finally take out the gift. That's encapsulation and decapsulation in action. Example in networking. Let's say you're loading a web page. The application layer, you send an HTTP GET request. The transport layer segments the request and adds port numbers. The network layer adds the destination IP address, e.g., the web server's address. The data link layer encapsulates the packet with the MAC address of the next router. The physical layer transmits the bits over the network. At the server's end, these steps are reversed to retrieve your original HTTP request, and the web page is sent back to you using the same process. Final thoughts. Encapsulation is like the secret ingredient that makes networking possible. Without it, data would be like an unaddressed letter, lost and undelivered. By understanding encapsulation, you're not just learning how networks work but also appreciating the precision and complexity behind every email, web page, or video you access.